Rose Muyinza, and it was my favorite part in the book, being from Chicago, when that whole solidarity on the streets.
Right.
And I guess could you speak to on two things, like what that meant in Uganda, and like could we take that and implement that in I just could see that working in like places like Chicago,
Yeah,
Detroit. Like can you talk about what that was solidarity on the streets, and do you
sure.
think that could be used in America?
Right. Yeah, so the term solidarity is a classic term in Catholic social thought, which is the notion that one needs to be in relationship with those who are suffering, but also take direct action to try to alleviate the root causes and symptoms of their suffering as well. So to move to the people, or as I sometimes joke with my students, I go beyond just, you know, giving a little contribution on Instagram or, or doing something else to actually move to people. And I think the idea of streets, as you could tell, I mean, I was trying to build in a couple different ways. I mean, streets in a
I
literal.
loved your language in
Yeah,
it.
right. I knew you'd appreciate the when I quote the Urban
Influence.
Dictionary.
Yeah, I loved it.
Right.
I was like, yes, that's the Kendrick Lamar in him now.
That's right. Yeah. So, you have obviously the literal sense of kind of deprivation, but also I think the sense of street is that you have to think creatively. You need to get outside the box and recognizing the ingenuity of people who are on the streets and meeting people where they are. And I think what part of Sister Rosa's gift was this ability to actually think, like imagine a different kind of future and not just doing charitable work the same way it had always been done, but to say, no, I have to go to where the people are. We need to really, so locating yourself right in the heart of Kampala, and we need to open this up even to people who might be, as we talked about earlier, socially stigmatized. Even naming the group the Daughters of Charity. And then interestingly, when the boys would join the group, they're also part of the Daughters of Charity. Like I found that. And Uganda, like a lot of African cultures, has a lot of patriarchy in it. But so I thought it quite interesting that, because usually, you have masculine language and then the girls join that. In this case, everybody becomes part of the Daughters of Charity. So there's sort of subtle ways that I think, you build also different kinds of relationships and communities. And again, for sure, there are people in the States doing, I mean, I look at someone like Dorothy Day, the late Dorothy Day, who did so much work with the Catholic
True.
Worker in New York. And again, was also, I think, a visionary and seeing a different way to do a social apostolate. But I do worry sometimes that folks are there, but I think in the contemporary situation, I think a lot of Catholic churches, the model can be very much a membership model. So you take care of your people and the people who belong to your church. But I think what Sister Rose and all these leaders show us is that a genuine religious leader needs to be, as Cardinal Nsuba would say, a shepherd for all people, right? I'm serving not just my members or the people giving donations to me, but everybody in my geographic area. And I think that's where, but again, to me, Sister Rose is also a reminder that these initiatives don't always come from bishops or from priests or from the kind of professors like me, or other, but often it's, she had to leave her religious community to actually do this. And so I think it's another reminder to not allow institutions to stop you if you feel like you have a call and vocation to be willing to live that out, even it. And of course, she had to do a lot of fundraising and other things, but to me, she also had a certain courage and creativity in how she lived out her mission on the streets. So